Hi everyone, my name is Kate and you're very welcome here on my channel where I talk about fragrances. Today we're going to discuss a freshly baked but already notorious new launch from Tom Ford called Vanilla Sex. Initially, I was not going to film a video about it because it's so polarizing, there are so many other reviews and I didn't feel like it, to be honest. But at some point I started noticing that the majority of reviews are pretty negative, and I personally don't think that this launch deserved this negative wave of opinions and reviews and talks. So I would like to say a couple words myself and say why I disagree and why I think this is actually a good launch. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share it with your fragrance buddies. I'm sure that there are people who would appreciate it. So let's begin. I already sprayed the fragrance like a second ago. There is no perfumer's name. Sometimes Tom Ford doesn't reveal it, so no questions. I wanted to mention a couple of notes that I find interesting. So it's vanilla tincture India. I don't know what it is. Bitter almond essence, mysterious florals, and I have a couple thoughts on the florals here. Sandalwood and ultra vanilla molecule. I think some Estee Lauder thing. Please, if you hear some noises, try to ignore it because it's blogger's curse. Whenever you sit and start filming, everything starts happening around you, and I will never film anything if I always stop when this happens. So sorry if there are any noises that you can hear. Okay, so the fragrance starts with the bitter almond, just as they promise. A lot of people say they can't smell the bitter almond, that it's too sweet. No, there's a vanilla there. To me, there's even the frangipani or jasmine aspect here, which is the mysterious florals part, as I think. Yeah, there's definitely, it's like tiare or frangipani, something like that, some tropical flower that adds this butterness. The whole texture of the fragrance is very buttery. I really like the pictures and the visual with the melting white ice cream with almonds. It does remind me of melting ice cream. It's like on your skin, which is pretty cool. It's very buttery. So on my skin, after the bitter almond note opens up, because on me it's pretty almond, then it moves into the smooth, creamy, and slightly woody vanilla. They mentioned sandalwood. I do believe that there is something woody for me, and plus this flower. They don't say exactly again, right? Mysterious, but I do think it's frangipani probably or something like that. So first reason why I don't agree that it's a bad vanilla launch and it's boring, it's very easy to wear. It's very powdery and airy. I don't know if there are materials like that, but it reminds me a lot of heliotrope because I do smell this heliotrope or tonka bean in it, this sharpness a little bit. It's always there. It reminds, if you smell angel share, you know what I mean. This like almondy sharpness in it. It's tonka. Yes, it's very easy to wear, much easier than a lot of other vanilla fragrances that sit on you like a very thick cocoon. I don't always want that. It reminds me of Envoi Vanille by Serge Lutens. That fragrance also has this thing about it, this airy feel that is very, very nice, airy powder around you. It projects for about an hour, hour and a half, then it's more like a skin scent, but I noticed that it's very typical of Tom Ford fragrances in general. So I don't criticize it too much because it sort of became their style now. So I don't see a reason to criticize them for that. Although, yes, here I can agree it's maybe not my favorite part, but I'm also not the person who wants these monstrous fragrances. Very rarely I'm in the mood for something like this. Usually I like to change my fragrance during the day. Another reason why I think this is a successful launch is almond. There are not so many designer brands that make a fragrance with a clear note of almond. This is mostly niche. I know somebody will write in the comments, no, I know this in designer. Yes, probably there is something. I think there's Cinema by YSL or something like this. But again, this is a rare note in designer segments. Mostly Niche does something around almond, but even Niche doesn't have that much because it's one of my favorite notes, and I'm always searching for something good with almond notes. And I think that this fragrance can become a gateway to almond into the designer segment. So we will see much more almondy vanilla gourmand fragrances soon. I'm pretty sure of it. So that's why I don't think it's a boring launch. I don't think it's too much of vanilla, although the name gives us everything. It's called Vanilla Sex. What do you expect? It doesn't have to be something really strong and mind blowing. I don't think so. I think it's for people who really like vanilla and who want to have several vanilla fragrances in their collection, even if it's not a huge collection. But I'm a big fan of vanilla note and I have a lot of vanilla fragrances. But here comes my problem with this particular scent. I'm not ready to pay $400. Even though I like it, I think there are definitely good things about it. I think it's a launch that can impact other fragrances just as Tom Ford did before with their launches. But $400 for 50 ml, I'm not sure. Especially as a person who already has several different vanillas. I have woody, I have smoky, I have different kinds. I don't know. So I'm not gonna lie. Probably if you see a bottle of vanilla sex on in my video here, maybe it's not the bottle that I went to the store and bought for the full price because I'm not sure this is 100% fair. Unfortunately, this is my main critique for this fragrance. Besides that, I cannot really say anything negative about it. Yes, the price. And yes, it's not super long lasting. It's mostly like a skin scent throughout most of its life. But I'm not a person who will complain about it too much because I don't love monstrous fragrances with enormous projections. So, but that's my personal taste. So if you're going to try it, already tried it, or thinking about buying this fragrance, that's what I think. Let me know, what do you think? I'm really curious because there are so many different opinions on it, mostly negative. Write down what you think. Don't worry, save space. Tell me what you think about this launch, if it's boring, if it's exciting, if it's cool, if it's not. Let's discuss and see you in other videos. Bye bye.